I don't know how you could say that for sure that JFK Jr. isn't alive. Still, I'm not saying he is. I'm just not sure how you are telling people that when you can't know for sure. Okay, so well, it takes just having common sense, which may seem difficult because this world is all about deceiving you. And the best way it deceives you is it gives you truths with some lies. And so you have to decipher the truth from the lies. And in order to do that, well, it takes having to look at the bigger picture. And then I think that's what researching ends up doing is you further, you look back and you look at the whole terrain. So what I would ask you is, why do you not believe it to be true that he's dead? That's really what I was trying to point out in my video to you, is why do you need to, and I would say it's likely because you need to hang on to that hope, right? And what I'm trying to say is you need to put your hope in God, which I think that's what God is trying to show people. But this world wants you to venerate somebody who's dead. It loves to do that. That goes back all the way to the beginning. Loves to venerate the dead people, most especially the Kennedys. Think about it. You got the band The Dead Kennedys. You've got the Kennedys mentioned in so many songs, including Sympathy with the Devil by Rolling Stones. You have from Living Color, A Cult of Personality, where the Kennedys are. I mean, there's so many songs, so many. Venerates. They love to do that because then it's like it's the God. It becomes the God. But what's more important is why people need to hold on to that. Is what I'm trying to get to. So, like with the media, we say fake news, okay? That includes Fox, yet people will still watch Fox, okay? Like, is there some stuff they say that's true? Yeah, I would say the difference between CNN and Fox is CNN outright lies. Fox lies by omission. Both horrible. They are, because what this world does is make it seem like everything is normal. The experts know what's best for you. Science is the God. Technology is doing this for your best health and science. And then what happens is when people start to wake up to that there's a problem, like what happened in 2020 with the pandemic, then what that wickedness does is it takes everybody to the other extreme. It takes people to one extreme. So you had the people that came out that started saying that all vaxes are bad, okay? So not all vaxes are bad. However, we went from a time when I was young where children got 10 vaccines to now there's 75. And we have more health, there's more health problems today, there's more obesity today, there's more viruses, there's more diseases, and there's never been a cure. But see, the way the wicked one works is it makes sure that it's going to give you some treatments. It's going to give you some drugs that are going to help some things, because otherwise it can't stay legit. But when you step back and you look at it from an overall big picture, you're like, wait a minute. I've been told my whole life science knows everything. They're great. They're wonderful. They've never cured anything. Why is that? Well, it goes back to what the true God, the biblical God said. The wicked one rules this world. Told you it. So then it's your job to have to decipher what is true and what's not. And then that doesn't take some, 20 degrees from Harvard or Yale. It takes common sense. And the more common sense thing is that there is people, most especially I would say because of that Q stuff that came out, when the Q drop started, that people that aren't up to any good have pushed that narrative. That JFK Jr. is still alive. And then they went as far as to say JFK was. I mean, it just went to crazy town, because what this world is meant to do is deceive you. It has to keep the veil of deception. And I'm saying, why do you need it to be true? And because there's some reason people need to hang on. There's people that are deliberately pushing it to deceive others. But for the people that hang on to that, I'm saying, why do you need to hang on to that? Well, because this world finds more hope in putting faith in a dead man than putting faith in God, which is really where people need to put their faith in. But instead, people do this. So it's do I have proof that I saw his body? No. And so people say, then you don't know for sure. But you could say that about everything then. And you don't want to go down that path. Because down that path where I don't believe anything means, well, first of all, it means you're not thinking at all. But it also means that's what that side wants to do, is to make it to where nothing can be believable. No, it can be. But you have to weed through what is true and what's not. And I would say the most important thing about this narrative is why you need it to be true. Because it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense, but there's people that they have venerated the Kennedys into a godly status in America. And yet, I mean, there's a reason Donald Trump took over the Kennedy Center. Because it was controlling culture in a bad way, like going in the, not good direction. So those same people that have carried on about how JFK Jr. is going to be the vice president and it's going to be revealed, there's a lot of people out there, sadly, that have believed this and still do, because they're getting played by what the wicked one of this world does. So you have to rely on God. For those that don't, it's hard to get through it. Because it seems like, well, then all hope is lost if JFK Jr. is not alive. No, it's not. But many times, it's when all hope is lost, when you can truly find God. Sometimes God allows things to happen like, no, then none of this stuff's going to be true. You got to look to me. Because JFK Jr. coming out of, they've done this for years, though, with actors and movie stars. Marilyn Monroe's alive. Elvis is alive. Michael Jackson's alive. Especially with tech today and robots, who knows? They could make anything, so you want to be careful there, because you don't want to go all the way to the place where you don't believe anything. And that's where this world wants to take people. That's where it's trying to take people. Is that you can't believe anything, and it's with tech now, it's close to being true, right? So you got to stay with God. You got to stay close to that. That's who you need to stay close to. He's the only one that can get everybody out of this. Anthony Fauci said before Trump got into office his first term, he said Donald Trump is going to likely experience a global pandemic. What an intuitive he was. But not really. It's because science has been doing not good things. But they've been doing that all along, yet we're told how great and wonderful they are. That's not me putting down every scientist. But it's all been controlled under this veil of this wickedness, the same wickedness that pushes every false narrative it can, because it's about driving you in the wrong direction. It's about lifting your hopes up to something that you think is going to save you. And what I'm trying to tell you is that the only person or only being that can save you from this isn't JFK Jr. It isn't any person. It's God. This world wants you to put faith and hope in a dead Kennedy rather than put faith and hope in God.